Being born with one red eye, I did not have the most pleasant of childhoods. You know what they say, children can be cruel. The end result being that I grew up determined to uncover the truth of the trait. Much and more yet remains beyond my knowing, but one thing is certain. The nearer I draw to the heart of the Crystal Tower, the more I am convinced that an important memory eludes me. Let's see if they have anything new to say. Even without Dalamud in the heavens, the Crystal Tower is capable of generating vast amounts of energy. It's only a matter of time before the Void Gate is thrown open fully. Knowing this, Nero used us in order to secure safe passage to the tower's apex. Though I doubt that any of us fell for his ruse, we let the scoundrel do as he pleased nonetheless. Deep down, we all want to believe that a man can change for the better. Void gates and the like are a thaumaturge's domain. Engineers like me and Wedge are out of our depth. Having said that, we're not entirely useless here. The workings of the Crystal Tower itself are a language we understand. If there's something to decipher, we mean to decipher it. This is just my humble opinion, but a man like Emperor Zonde wouldn't leave anything to chance. Before we arrived at the tower's apex, he would have completed his preparations to open the Void Gate. That's why the gate manifested so soon after you defeated him, and poor Une and Doga were sucked in. Thoroughness and the lust for nihility make for a dreadful combination. Sometimes the words like nihility, like I know nihilism, but I've never seen nihility used. And there's quite a few words like that, throughout this game. The world of darkness. Rambros has a furrowed brow and the look of one with ill tidings. Ah, Lavenza, it is good you are come. I have news you must be made aware of. Alas, none of it bodes well for us, nor for Une, Doga, and Nero imprisoned in the Dark Realm. Think back upon our last foray into Circus Tower, if you will. The calamity stirred the place from its long slumber and awoke Emperor Zonde. But you, Lavenza, you ensured he was laid to rest permanently. Yet the Emperor had sealed a binding covenant with the terrible void scent known as the Cloud of Darkness. Even as Doga and Une labored to annul this contract, the entity reached through a rift and dragged the pair of them, and Nero, out of our realm. Since that day, Noah has devoted itself to rescuing Une, Doga, and Nero from beyond the rift. Our research, however, has exposed a far more dire problem. The Crystal Tower still acts upon Emperor Zonde's orders and collects energy to open another void gate even as we speak. Indeed, the place nigh hums with energy. We have done all we can to stop the Imperial Edict, but to no avail. Just as the gate would open only for Une and Doga, so too will the tower heed only those with the royal blood of Alec. 'Tis a most galling design. Granted, this was not always so vexatious, according to the Allegan tombstone Nero presented us. During the golden age of Alec, royalty had some means of bestowing their blood upon others. If they hadn't such technology, Amon and his underlings could never have controlled the Crystal Tower. Obviously, this is leading to what's up with you, Graha. But we do not have either this art or any with royal blood. Yes, we do. Every moment we wait, a vast rift through which the Cloud of Darkness can enter our realm threatens to open. Such a disaster cannot be allowed to come to pass. We must seal the Crystal Tower and annul Zonde's covenant with the Dark Realm. If only breaking the ladder would suffice. But then what of the energy building in the Crystal Tower? Without suppression, the power could discharge and cause a calamity like to the one that destroyed Alec. In truth, we have more than just 3 lost compatriots to worry about. If we do not act, our very world will fall before the might of this threat. We know but one way out of this predicament. Rescue those who can control the tower from beyond the Dark Realm and seal the rift shut after them. And mercifully, not all our news is quite so bleak. 'Tis true we cannot stop the Void Gate from manifesting within the tower, but this can be to our benefit. We can use Circus's power for our own purposes and create a portal to carry us into the Dark Realm. She's like, hell yeah, let's do it. Sure, nobody's ever been there and made it out alive, but sure. We have heard this is possible from a man of the Thaumaturge's Guild, well versed in otherworldly matters. And with Master Garland working to create said portal, the final preparations are well underway. Ah, and here comes the man himself. Lavenza, just the woman we need. Yes, our fellowship is indeed complete, and all parties privy to our strategy. And you, Master Garland, how fare your endeavors? Quite well. The device is nearly ready, though attaching the damnable thing to Circus Tower took every ounce of ingenuity the Ironworks has got, but it should produce the energy we need. With just a little more fine-tuning, we can open a rift. I'm here to request your presence at the tower. I'll leave Biggs and Wedge at the 8 Sentinels as guides. And do hurry, Lavenza. I'm sure you wouldn't miss another chance to save the world, would you? Well, Sid certainly seems to have a firm hand on the helm. Shall we make our way to the Crystal Tower? Time is of the essence, my friend. We must go to the 8 Sentinels. He never wants to talk to me. Oh, I keep trying to fly in here. It can't be done. Has the chief filled you in on the plan, Lavenza? Opening up that void gate will be a real feat for the Ironworks. But I'm worried about what comes afterwards. I've never heard of anyone going through a rift, let alone coming back. I don't relish the idea of getting stuck there ourselves. Lavenza, I'll bet you're here to watch us pry open a rift between worlds, huh? We're almost ready. Circus Tower is full of engineers scurrying about and making adjustments. We're dealing with a lot of power, and if a single coupling's off, well, boom. But it should be fine, really. Anyway, you'd best wait at the top. The chief's there overseeing the whole operation. My friends, you've arrived. I'm just waiting for my engineers to give the signal. Then we'll see if we can open a gateway to another world. Is there something amiss, Graha? Ah, Emperor Zande's throne. How the mighty have fallen, huh? Once it stood as a symbol of Aleg's art and power. Now it's nothing more than an empty chair. Just imagine if Allegan civilization had lived on, and a just emperor still sat on that throne. How different would our history be? How much further would we have advanced? Unfortunately, there was no stopping Zande and his ambition. Actually, it's interesting. We've gotten no sign of Ascian involvement in this. Because I was just thinking, like, I mean, the Ascians would have gotten involved to create another calamity, so it never would have happened. And I mean, the overabundance of energy in the tower created that earthquake, which then created a calamity. So obviously the Ascians were involved, but we haven't been given any information on how exactly. You know, like direct ties. There were those who tried. Zande's war of dominion left no one unscathed. Unable to abide the horrors inflicted upon the people, warriors young and brave took up the sword against Aleg. These men and women became as beacons of hope to those who had suffered, not unlike the warriors of light in our age. But all this merely hastened the destruction. Just as they moved towards Aleg's heart for the kill, Zande lashed out in anger and frustration, as trapped beasts are wont to do. In his desperation, Zande desired that a great rift be opened to hasten the cloud of darkness's coming. To this end, he commanded the sun's power held within Dalamud be emptied into Circus Tower at once. The act bore terrible consequences. The tower only withstood the blast by flooding the land below with energy. Circus was swallowed by the very earth upon which it once stood. The fourth umbral calamity. I had learned of its cause from Unandoga. I had no idea that rebellion incited Zande to rashness, though. Your knowledge of Allegan history is astounding, Graha. Why, a man could study for 2 lifetimes and only learn half of what you know. Mayhap. 'Tis strange, though. I cannot seem to remember where I learned such things. From your eyeball. Yes? Ah, Biggs, are you ready? Ready and raring to open up that void gate, Chief. We reckon when this machine's up and running, she'll be able to float 5 airships the size of the Agrius. So just give us the word, and we'll start channeling energy into the tower. Good. Then let's get started. Our preparations are complete. Everyone, step away from the throne. All right, let's see what this machine can do. Now, Biggs. Ah, a rift to the world of darkness, as Une called it. Splendid work, Master Garland. We can't break out the mead just yet. The tough part's still ahead. We've broken into the dark realm, but the gate's not all that stable. It won't stay open forever, and only a few can use it. I, for one, will remain here to ensure the void gate stays open, as will the sons of St. Coinet. This rift is our sole path to salvation. If it closes, we are all truly lost. Which leaves Lavenza, my friend. 'Tis a heavy burden I must task you with, but there are none more able. Pray lead the adventurers beyond the rift. I do not know what awaits you, save the cloud of darkness and our three comrades. But you must go, for the fate of our world now rests upon your shoulders. This is our only gamble, but I have every faith you will succeed. It will be no small feat to return after you have passed beyond the rift. Make certain you are prepared before leaving. Might I have a moment of your time, Lavenza? There is a matter of import we must needs discuss ere you leave. Man, you know a lot about the lore. I tried, but before heavens were turned too much for me. And thank you for stopping by, Ghetto Monkey. um, it's it was definitely easier to follow. I mean, it's like I know a lot about it because I've played through this stuff before, but um, lore was easier to keep up with until it got to like the 2.x patches, and then there's just you kind of get flooded with a lot of information. Lavenza, I wish to speak to you about my eye. As you are no doubt aware, 'tis a trait seen only amongst Allegan royalty. Long have I pondered why such is my inheritance. The sanguine hue must have some bearing upon my destiny. This much Doga himself admitted. But what? In truth, the more I learn of the Crystal Tower, the less I am myself. Somehow, meeting those two clones has wrought great change in me. I am consumed with remembering something. Something ancient, but ever so important. And my father's words echo in my mind, the self same ones his father told him. The truth of our eye rests with Alec. Mayhap what I wish to remember and these words are related. Mayhap not. But I know I must learn the truth that history hides from me. I would see that I would I would see this journey, our journey, through to the very end with mine own two eyes. So I implore you, allow me to join you beyond the rift. Yeah, sure. You have my thanks, friend. Now let us venture into the world of darkness to save our comrades and our realm. Thank you for watching. This Crystal Tower series has been a lot better than I was expecting, to be honest. I had watched the cutscenes again right before Shadowbringers had come out. I mean, I think literally the day before it launched, I rewatched the cutscenes, you know, to get reacquainted, and um, and so I I kind of thought I knew what to expect. Um, And so I wasn't really looking forward to it as much as the other content I've done. Um, but now having gone through the whole thing again after having completed Shadowbringers, it so much better than I expected, and um, it was just great. It was just a lot weightier than yeah I was expecting. I really enjoyed it, and I hope you did too. Um, if so, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to watch me live to complete, or to continue this journey, um, I'll be moving on to the end of A Realm Reborn, and then obviously on to Heavensward. And if you want to see that, please follow the link I've got down below to my Twitch. Thank you again for watching, and you have a great one.